Good evening, Facebook friends worldwide. Welcome to another edition of Eddy's Kitchen. You know, if you've been following me on Facebook, you can see there's a lot of action going on down here. We've been eating at the buffets. We're hitting over Donald Trump's. We're doing interviews. And, you know, it's already late tonight. So I figured, you know what? Mr. Sunshine is just going to sit at home tonight, cook yourself up a couple of steaks, and see what's going on. So why don't we just get right into it? You know, when you want to go shopping for steaks, you always want to find the best you can get. And today we picked up a couple of nice filet mignons, and I'm going to show you here. This is what's really going on down here in sunny South Florida. So why don't we get started with it? Before you cook a steak, you always want to take it out of the refrigerator and let it sit out for just a little bit. Then you kind of let it warm up. So why don't we just get right to it? We're going to grab these steaks. These are beautiful cut steaks. I just picked them up earlier today. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut this in half. We're going to do what they call butterfly it. I like to have a butterflied steak instead of having a big thick one sitting there. It takes a little bit longer to cook. You get it butterflied. This way you can fold it in half. It cooks nice and evenly all the way through. So we'll just get this one cut right here in half, right down the middle. And you know, a lot of you, I see you're cooking out, eating out. You know, I eat out a lot. Chef Keith over there at Calero's, he makes an absolute phenomenal steak. There's no question about it. I was a little tired to run over there today, or that would have been my first trip over. So we're going to get both of these cut up, get them ready to go. Now, everybody has their own way to make their steaks. They like to cook them on a grill. They like to season them. They do this and they do that. Well, you know, Mr. Sunshine, we don't have a whole lot of time. You know, I'm always on the run, taking around, doing some videos, helping some friends out, showing properties. I showed a couple of condos here. I'm going to make some action. I'm going to make some sales here. That's what it's all about. So today, I'm going to get these cut up in half. Just like that. Oh, that looks so good. There we go. All right. And now, what I'm going to do today, a lot of people, they use olive oil and all of that. We're not going to use olive oil today. We're going to baste it in butter. Okay. Now, the reason Mr. Sunshine, Chef Eddy wants to do it in butter, because the butter has salt in it. So what we're going to do, we're going to introduce the butter. We're going to put it all over that. We're going to marinate it in that butter. And that butter is going to get in there, all into that meat. Get started here. Get it in there. Coat it real nice. You know, you can use olive oil, you can use whatever, but today Mr. Sunshine's going to go ahead and cook it right in the butter. There we go. Look at that. Look how beautiful. Okay. And now, you know, I washed my hands earlier. Mr. Sunshine, he always says cleanliness is next to godliness. I'm going to make sure our hands are nice and clean. And now what we're going to do, we're going to season it. We're going to season it today with some black peppercorn. So we're, you know, and you can't put enough seasoning on steaks. There's no question about it. We're going to do one side real good. Put that pepper down on there. And you want to use a coarse grind. We're going to get it down in there. Now, there's a lot of other people, they can beat it down with a hammer to tenderize it. Mr. Sunshine, Chef Eddy doesn't have time for all of that, okay? We're just going to get right down in there. And then we're going to use a little bit of the Chicago steak seasoning. Now, this has the kosher salt in it. So we're going to put a little bit of that on there. The kosher salt actually, when the salt hits the meat, it breaks down the proteins. And when it breaks down the proteins in the meat, it then becomes more tender, more softer, more like a marshmallow. So we're going to put that on there. We're going to turn it upside down. We're going to do both sides of this. You want to make sure that you get both sides. I'm going to get that in there. Got it all set up. Let me wash my hands again. We're going to do side B. These are beautiful steaks. You know, you can go to the store, pick them up. They always have a good deal when you get the filet mignons. You know, you get what you pay for. It's as simple as that. And we're going to hit it with this. Tenderize it down. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the fork and we're going to kind of pierce the meat. We're going to pierce the meat. We're going to get that seasoning down into the meat. Both sides. And as we flip it around, ooh, that butterfly looks so good. Oh. And you know, with the seasoning in there, it just kind of brings the aroma out. And you know, that's what it's all about when cooking. You know, I talk to a lot of chefs. I got the chefs over at the club. I got chefs over at Mar-a-Lago, Chef Keith, Chef Jose, chefs on the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. And they all say, you know, they love their job. They love to make people smile. Well, you know what? When Mr. Sunshine sees some food, there ain't nobody happier than Mr. Sunshine. And, you know, there we go. Now, I'm going to bring that over here. We're going to add just put the rest of that on there. It's not going to hurt it because once it cooks, the salt is going to be embedded in the meat. And you're going to have a fantastic looking steak here. All the goodness of what life has to offer. And we're going to finish soaking that down. And then wash your hands one more time so I don't get everything all over. You always want to clean clams when you're dealing with raw meat. You always want to make sure it looks good. You don't want to have any problems. Look at all that goodness right now. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to come right back. We're going to get you set up here. We're going to put it right here in our little special Hamilton Beach. It's like a George Foreman grill. I'm going to be right back. Okay, and as we're ready to go, once the green light is on, that tells me that the grill is ready to go. And what we're going to do, we're just going to take our now seasoned steaks. I'm going to set that right on there. Take a look at what that looks like. Woo! We're going to put them both on there. Why not? Set that on there. And what we'll do, we're going to take the rest of this and we'll baste it on there. Just like that. And we close it up. And in about 5 or 7 minutes, it should be done, and I'll be right back. Take a look at all that goodness there, huh? As the butter and all the seasoning is dripping off, that steak looks absolutely phenomenal. We're just about done, so we're going to pull it out of here, and I hope you enjoyed the show. And there we go. Take a look at that with a little bit of A1 steak sauce on it. It's ready for Mr. Sunshine, Chef Eddie, to enjoy his meal. I hope you enjoyed the show this evening. Chef Eddie in the kitchen. I hope you come back again real soon for another episode. We'll be cooking up something special just for you. I want you all to have a fantastic day, and I want you to remember that God loves you, and Eddie does too.